Hey again guys. Now first off, I just wanted to say thanks as I hit 6k subscribers about a day or two ago, so thanks for that, and also for the birthday comments on my last video as they were great. So on to this video. If you've not seen part 1 already, I suggest you go and watch that one first, and I will put a link to that one in the description and an annotation on screen, so if you've not watched that, go and watch it now. So onto this video, it's going to be the same concept as the last one. If you just want to watch, then go ahead, and I'm just going to be talking in the background, answering a few questions and making a few comments here and there. Now on to the first question that I was asked. It was about trying to scale in between the flips. Now this means instead of waiting at the Grand Exchange for things to update, are you able to go and train something in the meantime? Now this depends on what you're trying to train and the items you are trying to merge. For example, I was training Herbal at the Grand Exchange, and I was doing items which were trading every 20 minutes or so. So for me it was really easy to just open my bank, make a few potions, then check on the Grand Exchange again. However, if you're going to be doing something away from the Grand Exchange, it may be harder. Someone suggested something like thieving, and if you're using your scepter to get to Pyramid Plunder, when you get an update, maybe every second or third lap of Pyramid Plunder, you come back, you check your Grand Exchange, then that would be possible. It may become a bit of a hassle, so you might want to stop it. But if you were doing something like Slayer, then I definitely would recommend only going to the Grand Exchange between tasks, as it would be, kind of inefficient if you're leaving your task every time your Grand Exchange updates. It would also depend on the item you're doing, as if you're doing something like skilling supplies, they are going to be trading a lot faster, so even doing something like fire making at the Grand Exchange, that may become a hassle if you're trying to focus a lot of time onto the merchanting. Now the next question is, would this method work with cheaper items like Dragon Claws, Bandos, Armadillo? And the answer to that is yes. You will obviously make less profit as they are cheaper items and there's a lot more competition on them, but it is the same concept. You're going to want to find the instant buy price, and you can do that just by offering, typically 5% above med, and that'll give you a price. You can sell it maybe 100k, 200k underneath that price, and again it should sell instantly. So if that gives you a price range of maybe 15.5 mil and 15.65 mil, you can merchant it between that price. You'll make about 150k profit per, and depending on the person you are, that might be a lot of money, or you might rather be going out and doing something else. Another question I was asked is, are there any items that you can merchant and still make a decent amount of money, but they update maybe every 2, 3, maybe even 5 hours? And I can only answer that quite generally. I mean, there are a few items that are obvious, like rares and the Third Age Druid, but it is kind of hard to find anything realistic that the majority of you would be able to afford. You would need to buy an item which is not necessarily rare, but it isn't a common item, and what you're trying to look for would be an item that if people want it, they're going to just go to the Grand Exchange, they're just going to pay whatever for it instantly, and hopefully you'll have an item which doesn't have much of a supply, so therefore they're going to end up having to increase their offer quite a lot to get it, and that may be offering 500k above med. I can't really think of any items at the minute that it'd work with, but I do remember in the past there was an item, I think it was a dragon plate body ornament, and I just wanted to see what it looked like, so I bought it and then tried it on and then sold it instantly, and I did lose about 1 mil on that. Now to put that the other way around, that was like me buying it instantly and selling it instantly, and because it had a 1 mil margin, that could have been 1 mil profit on any that I try to flip in the future. So maybe some rarer treasure trail items, but I wouldn't really be able to give any examples, and I'm sure anyone who has an item like that doesn't really want to give it up either. Now the last thing I'm going to mention before we get up to the end of the video and we can see how much profit I've made is just about a lower end merchanting guide. Quite a lot of you are saying that you enjoyed watching the first part but you didn't have the cash to try it, and you really want to make money, so would I be able to try and make a little bit of a guide or a demonstration for, you know, maybe 50 mil cash or something like that. And I have made one in the past, and I might put that into the description as well. But if you guys would want it, then I could maybe do an updated version, try and make a new one, explain it all in simple terms, just something like that really, make it quite basic. So if you think you would enjoy something like that, just leave some feedback on it and I'll see what I can do. On the actual video now, you can see I've just got everything in to sell, and I'm just about to collect it, which you can see now. And this is the profits that I did make in that day. Now, it was around 10 hours of merchanting, so if you divide my profit by 10, that'll be roughly the profit per hour. And once I deposit my cash pile, you'll be able to see the extra money I've made. So that is 121 mil profit in a day from merchanting Next Armours. Now, I don't do that every day. I wish I did, but I just don't have the motivation to do it really. So that's how much money I can make in a day if I try merchanting. I hope you've enjoyed watching this, or you've learnt something. It was a bit of a pain to edit, but I got through it in the end, so cheers for watching guys, and I'll see you another time.